What's up, y'all? It's Christopher, back with episode 2 of the No Service Chris channel. We're here in Southern California, San Diego to be exact. And episode 1 was kind of an introductory episode, giving you guys, that taste of what you can expect, laying the groundwork, giving you those parameters, letting you know what the channel exists for, what I'm aiming to document, and what I aim to accomplish, with this experience. It is an experience that is voluntary, but within that, I'm very much keen and aware of the folks who are doing car life, involuntarily. And part of the reason I'm doing this, one of the reasons I'm doing this, is to show solidarity with those people, who are doing it involuntarily. And I'm also doing it. I'm doing it for a lot of reasons. I'm doing it for folks who, are on the fence about maybe trying it, want to find ways to retain more of the money they earn, are curious about, different alternative, lifestyles, life hacking their way to, reducing their debt, or whatever the case may be, just living in a more intentional way, whatever the case may be. The channel is here to soothe, to offer relief for people, offer distraction, offer entertainment, whatever the case may be. That's what we're here for. I also aim to take y'all to some beautiful places along the way over the next couple months. But as far as weekends are concerned, as I said, I lean pretty heavily on the office Monday through Friday, not just during work hours, but before and after as well. And that's not something that I have access to on the weekends. And so the weekends require a bit more creativity, a bit more problem solving, a bit more interactivity with my landscape, and kind of just, honestly, just, adaptation, honestly. As I said last episode, I really do try and I relocate on the weekends. So during the work week, I stay in the neighborhood where my job is, and then on the weekends, I relocate, just to kind of change the perspective, get a different taste of things, kind of shake things up a little bit. But also, I kind of use it as, an opportunity to kind of reset, have that clean break from the work week, and really kind of trying to open up different neural pathways, and do something interesting. I mean, just thinking about myself, like when I was renting apartments or renting rooms, like I had a very, very predictable, weekend rhythm. I'd spend a lot of time on my laptop, reading, watching videos, listening to music, playing video games, watching sports, whatever the case may be. And I mean, that makes sense. You're paying God knows how much money to use this space after spending, so many hours, working, at a job. And then, most of the rest of the time you get to actually be in that apartment, you're asleep. And so it makes sense that people do that. But, without that variable in my life, it's really kind of getting me out and like moving more, which not just moving more, but honestly just like putting me in situations, or at least having experiences that I really would not have had otherwise, at least not as regularly. So far, I've spent a lot of time at Cabrillo National Park. At the beginning of the month, I bought a National Park's annual pass that gives you entry to any site within the national park system. It could be a national park, national monument, national historic site, whatever the case may be, as well as access to all the national forests as well. And that's good for the year. You pay $80 and it's good for the year, which is pretty amazing, because like I was just up at Yosemite at the beginning of the month, and I think it was like $35 to get in for like a week, which, I've been to Cabrillo multiple times. It's basically paid for itself already, and I haven't even had it a full month yet, because Cabrillo, I think, is like $20 a month to get in. every time you go in. I don't even think theirs lasts a week. And so I've been doing a lot of that because they have Wi-Fi, they have individualized bathrooms as well as, more communal ones. Um, they have tide pools. They have great views of the Pacific Ocean, and they also have space, which is the biggest thing. I can park my car way away from other people and really just recline the seat back and just dig into a book, which is really cool. Or just watch some videos or run an album or whatever the case may be. Have a snack, whatever. Just regroup and get my mind right. And I think, that's been a good resource for me so far. I also have a couple other kind of regular spots that I rotate through that have Wi-Fi, that have bathrooms, that have, good snacks or, whatever the case may be. Spaces where I can really just do my thing and just exist and be. I For example, last weekend I had some free passes for the art museum. It just recently opened up, and I'd had these passes for probably a year now. I got them for free when the pandemic, a couple months into the pandemic, and hadn't really been able to use them because of everything being shut down and the different tiers and stuff like that. And so I finally used those, and they had Wi-Fi, and obviously the experience of going to the museum in and of itself is awesome. But then I was already at the park, so then I went down to the artist village and bought a piece of art, you know what I'm saying, and bought a couple things, you know what I'm saying. And so and I'm getting exercise, you know what I'm saying, and it's just it builds on itself. And it, that's something I probably would not have done if I was living at where I lived before this. I would have just been kicking it in my room, just doing my thing, inside. But I ended up having a great weekend, and I anticipate that happening a lot more on the weekends. I feel like I always exercised on the weekends. The weekends was a big exercise time for me, but I feel like I'm spending more time outside, which is good. I think the fresh air, the sunlight, moving around, just having fun. I've been going to restaurants I haven't been to, which is really exciting. Basically just challenging myself to do things that keep getting put off. This car is disgusting. Actually running a vacuum through it. All the things that you get too busy to do by the time Friday comes, and you're done with work and you're just man, I want to go home and just chill. And within that, even during the week, I just find myself having more energy. And I don't know if it's because I don't have the dread of a commute anymore. I don't know if I just feel more financially freed up without rent and commuting expenses, highway commuting expenses being a part of my life anymore. I don't really know what it is, but I feel like I have a lot more energy during the week as well to do errands that I otherwise would have put off until the weekend, which is another aspect and change, with weekends relating to car life. I feel like I have just a better buoyancy with my time, and I feel like I have more energy for stuff now. And obviously I'm in my car, so it's easier to just be okay, let's go, do laundry, or let's vacuum this disgusting car out, you know what I'm saying. But it's I also think it's a peace of mind thing as well. Because if I wanted to, I could do the stationary thing. I have the office, for as many hours as I really need it. I could replicate that life there if I wanted to, but I'm not. It's this interesting hybrid where, I am there a lot, but I'm also in the car, and I still feel things are happening, that wouldn't necessarily happen, and that I have more reserves. And I think it's directly attributable to that. Yeah, weekends movement is a big thing. Since I have the desk job, I pretty much park my car in the morning, at 6:37 in the morning, and I don't leave again until 6 or 7 at night. I try and do 12 hours there if I can. Sometimes the situation just doesn't allow for it. the vibe's just weird or whatever. But I try and do 12 hours a day there, and then like I basically just like go grab dinner, go exercise, read. I'll watch a game, whatever the case may be. And I have my different little locations where I know, okay, like this place has Wi-Fi and they're open till this time. This place has Wi-Fi and they're open till that time. And like it really just like I kind of rotate through them. I don't want to be a pest to anyone. I don't think that that's the case. I'm pretty, discreet with my motions. And most of the time, if I'm frequently, going to a place, like one of the places I go to that has Wi-Fi and like a pretty spacious parking lot is a bookstore. And so I make sure to make a purchase every few times I go in, just to kind of let them know like, hey, I'm here. I'm spending money as well. That kind of thing. And so it's been weekends are fun because you're kind of just like piecing it together as you go. Like I really haven't been like pre-planning my weekends. I haven't been really setting them up. That's going to change, as the episodes roll on, because I have so many trips planned now that I got my second vaccine shot and it's been in there for more than 2 weeks. I kind of, future weekends are going to be more scripted out. But, when I'm here and not traveling, I'm kind of just letting things flow, like kind of just going with, whatever I feel that day, whatever feels good. Honestly, I'm leaving it until like, Friday night, Saturday morning. And even then, I'm kind of making changes and amendments as I go. Like, oh, maybe, I'm going to that spot, but that restaurant's nearby. Like, should we go over there? And kind of just making these little additions and subtractions as I go, which is, again, it's keeping things kind of dynamic and fresh and interesting. And that'll only be more so the case as I start, doing larger scale travel, in future episodes and future weeks. That is weekends. If you have any questions about what weekends are like, any experiences you've had, feel free to drop those below. Reach out, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. And even if you choose not to this time, as long as you're staying and following the journey, that's what it's all about. Gonna try and have some fun with this. Maybe even make a community out of it. If you guys are interested in something like that, let's make something. Let's get that momentum going for it. I'm gonna keep doing these videos until it doesn't make sense to you anymore. But yeah, we're doing car life at least for the next 2-3 months, into the summer. Gonna be talking about the triumphs, the struggles. We're gonna be doing some traveling throughout the Western United States, primarily focusing on California, but we'll be popping all over, honestly. And we'll be hitting national parks and UNESCO sites, and maybe even hopping a border or two. We'll see how this pandemic thing goes. But if you're into that, stay tuned for future episodes. I don't know if this is going to be a daily thing, but I'm going to try and have it be as regular as possible and kind of just clear my mind and kind of zero out as time goes along. And yeah, stay tuned. Keep rolling with the journey. I'm Christopher. I'll see y'all next episode. Peace.